Aubrey and I are here at snowy Angel Fire, New Mexico at our Airbnb for a vacation. But we have a problem. Aubrey and I drove 10 hours last night. We got in late and unfortunately we came to a house with no water. And we have no idea where our shutoff valve is because we're Texans, not New Mexicans. We think this is our water valve and the city thinks this is our water valve, but the city came out and took a look at it and said, yeah, there's nothing wrong with this one, despite it leaking. And right as we're about to start filming, we found this other water valve that is leaking a lot. And we don't know if it's supposed to be or if that line's trying to thaw something out. I don't know. Thanks. Oh, incredible. Yeah! I was aiming for that. 50% of the time, all the time. Woo! Oh, is that moving?
No, it's locked.
Hey, I was giving you a call, so I had you guys come out and do this propane system test. And after it's done, we got here. It's been about 6 days, and the house doesn't have water. So if this is theirs, and they got it mistaken, although that one is leaking. And maybe the next one on the corner is ours, but if that's not ours, there's two over there, one of which is completely submerged. Leads us to this. There's one water meter here, probably going to their house. One water meter here, probably going to our house. But this was covered in snow. This hasn't been opened. I just got done talking to the city and I begged them to come out here again. Please, Jack, come out here and fix our water. So he's on his way.
1 hour later.
This just in, Jack is here, and Jack has confirmed that is not our water meter. The one we thought it was is. And as you can see, the water is now working. But we're not in Angel Fire. To be honest, Aubrey and I forgot to film the water turning back on. We were just so excited, we were throwing water everywhere. We forgot to hit record. And as we predicted, they did go to the wrong water meter. Turns out our water meter was frozen, but on their side of the line, which means it wasn't our fault, it was completely free. And they ran an additional line from a fire hydrant so we could have water pressure once again. Shortly after we filmed that last clip, the water was turned back on and we haven't had any issues since. Now you might be wondering, why do I have this ladder? Well, Aubrey and I were taking some drone pics of the house, now that it's all nice and snowy for our updated Airbnb listing. And then Aubrey put that thing in reverse and got it stuck in a tree.
I don't know how tall you think that ladder is. It definitely isn't a ladder.
Oh, I knew we needed something else. Get back.
That looks very sketchy. Wow. My hero.
Hurry up.
They're out.
No. Now when we take our vacations, we don't always just come up here and do nothing and sit on our butts and go blah, 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 blah. We actually always come up here with the intent to make this place a little bit better every time. So we're gonna be taking away this small itty bitty tiny TV and putting a brand new big screen 75-inch 4K UHD Element OP TV right up here. Bam, look at this. You've heard of TLC? Get ready for TCL. Roku 75-inch smart TV. UHD 4K progressive. And look, they even hid all of the wires. And Aubrey's mimicking where you'd be laying on the couch. That doesn't look like a very good position. Thankfully, you can move it. Now, why did we get this massive TV? Well, let's be honest. The other one was way too small. It needed 3 remotes just to operate it, and it just looked a little too out of the way or an afterthought. And people don't really appreciate art. They appreciate big old TVs on a wall. Especially when you have a bunch of kids and a bunch of guests here all hanging out after a long day hitting the slopes, the last thing they want to do is stare at a tiny TV screen. This one only needs 1 remote, and it operates just like our other Roku TVs. So whenever the guest turns on the TV, they enter their checkout date, they can enter all their passwords and information to any streaming service that they already have, and whenever their trip is done, it automatically logs them out of it for the next guest. TV aside, we really think that the entire couch organization is really feng shui, and it's opened up the space so kids can come over here, play some music, and it's not really just this closed off space, it's more open. We're extremely happy with it. We've already tested it out several times. Now, if you saw our last video, we also added this massive TV inside this room, but it just looked comically large, especially sitting on top of this dresser. So we had the handyman go ahead and mount this TV in a fixed position. They also did hide the wires, however, we needed an adapter so we can fully hide the wires, but this really makes this space a little more usable and a little less cumbersome. And lastly, in the kids' room, this TV was already mounted, and we're very satisfied with the size of this TV. However, all those cords were falling all the way down to the ground. We also had them conceal the wires and put a socket up here. So that way you can move it around and you don't have to worry about wires getting in the way or just looking kind of cluttered. Now that we got all these TVs out of the way, let's go shred some gnar. A few guests have already complained that they keep losing these remotes or they just simply can't find them whenever they come to the house. So Aubrey bought a bunch of these remotes, put a bunch of batteries in them, and we're gonna keep at least 2 of them in this spare closet. So if they can't find them or they're not applying themselves, they can at least get a remote to work a TV. And we're gonna hide the rest in our storage closet. Didn't spill one. Now obviously we're not going to trust the renters with all of these balls, so we're putting at least 12 aside right here, and if they happen to go through those, we'll be able to put them right over here, and we're going to hide the rest. And one of the last improvements we have for this trip is this. This was our old address sign, and I use these sticky numbers that are reflective, but they've already started peeling off, and a guest already complained, well, we couldn't see the 3, but we knew there was a 9. Ooh, yeah. So we got a light up sign. You can't really tell because it's not dark out, but we'll put a photo up here. So these are the improvements that we made coming up here. And every time we come up here, we want to make more improvements. It's been about 6 months, and everything that we've learned so far has been pretty well received. Like missing ping pong balls, TV remotes, what have you. And overall, our experience hosting on Airbnb has been pretty good. Having previous experience doing Turo, we've learned very quickly that even in a short time, guests can ruin stuff, break stuff, or just be generally problematic. And the Airbnb is no different. Guests are just kind of dirty and irresponsible. When the snow started to melt, we found several full used diapers and even baby wipes scattered through the snow. Our cleaners weren't able to get it because it was covered by the snow, but why would you even put diapers out here in the first place? Gross. And guests even leaving out our super cool snow toys in the snow. And no, we didn't plan this for the video. This was just here. Perfect timing. And the reason we had to get so many ping pong balls is because our guests just kept breaking the other ones. I don't know how you break ping pong balls, I guess if you step on them, but there was only a few broken ones left. Everything else was missing. And after only a few guests, the baby gate is no longer usable because the end fittings that expanded out are missing. Now we have to throw this away. Our water Brita filter we provided, missing. Where is it, Nico? Where is it? Oh no. And the most frustrating missing item is our guest book, a book specifically designed for guests to sign. Not to take. Who takes that? This was custom with our address. Who does that? Now, we won't be back for another few months, but the next improvement is gonna be this couch, because this couch is just not comfy. It's not even that big either, especially for a big old TV. And as always, guys, thank you for joining us. Be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and hit that notification bell. We'll see you in the next episode.